Dragonfly fans, get ready, because today we are going deep on dragonflies, these dazzling aerial acrobats that we see around ponds and streams. We're going to uncover some really mind-blowing biological secrets. You'll never look at them the same way again.
Yeah, what's fascinating is that dragonflies actually predate dinosaurs. Their lineage goes all the way back to the Carboniferous period. That's over 300 million years ago.
The Carboniferous period, wow. We're talking giant ferns and get this massive insects. I mean, it's been an entirely different world.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of massive insects, picture a dragonfly with a wingspan as wide as like your outstretched arms. That's how big Meganure was. It was a top predator back then.
An insect the size of a hawk ruling the skies. So why are dragonflies so much smaller today?
Well, over millions of years, the Earth's atmosphere changed. Oxygen levels decreased, and this likely played a role in their downsizing. But don't let their modern size fool you. They've inherited the same agility and grace that made their ancestors so successful.
You know, that makes you wonder, though, with our climate changing now, what might happen to insect life in the future?
It's a fascinating question. We're already seeing shifts in insect populations and distributions. It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Okay, so let's talk about their flight skills for a minute. I mean,
Right.
have you ever seen a dragonfly in action? They're like these tiny helicopters. They have superpowers.
Their flight mechanics are truly remarkable. They have 4 wings that move independently, which is actually unique among insects. This allows them to hover, fly backward, dart sideways. They can change direction instantly and even reach speeds of up to 35 miles per hour.
So that's how they achieve that incredible maneuverability. Their wings beat asynchronously, right?
Exactly. The wings don't beat up and down together. Each wing can move independently, creating these complex aerodynamic patterns. And their wing muscles are directly attached to the wings. Unlike most insects, where the muscles are in the thorax, this direct connection gives them exceptional control and power.
It's no wonder they seem to, defy gravity. But their flight is only one part of their success story. Don't they also have amazing vision?
Absolutely. Dragonflies have these huge compound eyes that cover most of their head, giving them near 360-degree vision. Each eye is made up of to 30,000 tiny lenses, called ommatidia, which allow them to detect even the slightest movements.
So they can practically see everything around them. That must make them formidable hunters.
Oh, their vision is key to their hunting prowess. Imagine being able to see in slow motion, detecting the faintest flicker of movement, and even navigating using the sun's polarization. It's like having built-in superpowers.
Okay, I'm starting to understand how they're so successful at catching prey. But speaking of hunting, I heard they have a ridiculously high success rate.
Oh, absolutely. Dragonflies have an astonishing 95% success rate when hunting. They're practically the ninjas of the insect world.
Ninjas, that's a great way to describe them. How do they achieve such a high success rate?
It's a combination of their exceptional vision, their lightning-fast reflexes, and their unique hunting strategies. They can calculate the speed and trajectory of their prey with remarkable accuracy, intercepting them in midair.
So it's like having a built-in targeting system.
Yeah.
And wasn't there something about their legs that helps them catch prey?
Yes, their legs are designed to form a basket during flight, allowing them to scoop up unsuspecting insects. It's quite ingenious.
So incredible vision, agile flight, basket legs. I mean, they really are perfectly designed hunting machines. But let's not forget about their fascinating life cycle for a minute. I mean, they spend years as aquatic nymphs.
Yeah.
Before transforming into these winged wonders.
You're right. Dragonflies have a 2-part life cycle. They begin as nymphs, living underwater for up to 5 years. And just like their adult counterparts, they're fierce predators, using extendable jaws to catch other aquatic insects.
5 years underwater. That's a long time. What happens next? How do they become the dragonflies we see zipping around?
Well, it's a pretty dramatic transformation. The nymph crawls out of the water and onto a plant stem, and then their exoskeleton splits open, and the adult dragonfly emerges. It's incredible to see them slowly expand their delicate wings.
It's like a real-life superhero origin story. They shed their old skin and they become these completely different creatures.
Yeah.
But they must be pretty vulnerable during that process, right?
No, absolutely. The newly emerged dragonfly is incredibly vulnerable. It takes time for their wings to dry and harden, and during that time, they're easy targets for predators.
So they go from being top predators underwater to being vulnerable prey in the air. That's quite a risky transition.
It is, but the rewards are great. Once their wings are ready, they take to the skies and experience a whole new world of freedom and flight.
It's an amazing journey when you think about it. Speaking of amazing peating, I have to ask about the nymph's breathing technique. I've heard it's rather unconventional.
Oh, yes. You're referring to the fact that dragonfly nymphs breathe through their rectums. It's definitely one of the more unusual adaptations you'll come across.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But it makes you appreciate how evolution finds solutions in the most unexpected places. So how does that even work?
Well, their rectal chamber is lined with gill membranes that extract oxygen from the water. And here's the kicker. This chamber also plays a role in their jet propulsion system.
Wait, so they breathe and propel themselves using their rectums? That's efficient, to say the least.
You could say that. It's a testament to the power of evolution and the incredible diversity we find in nature.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered their ancient origins, their mind-blowing flight skills, their bizarre breathing techniques, but we haven't even touched on their mating rituals yet. And something tells me things are about to get even more interesting.
Let's just say that their mating rituals are unique. When a male dragonfly is ready to mate, he'll grab a female behind the head, using claspers at the end of his abdomen.
So it starts with a bit of a headlock, not exactly what I'd call romantic.
Perhaps not in the conventional sense, but here's where it gets interesting. The female then curls her abdomen forward to connect with the male's secondary genitalia, forming a shape that looks remarkably like a heart.
Oh, a heart shape. Maybe it is a bit romantic after all. They're called mating wheels, right?
Exactly. And while they're in this wheel formation, the male transfers sperm to the female.
That makes sense. But I've also heard that things can get pretty competitive between males.
Oh, absolutely. Male dragonflies are fiercely territorial. They'll guard areas with abundant resources to attract females, and often engage in aerial battles to fend off rivals.
So it's like a dragonfly dating game, but the best territory and the strongest flyers winning the prize. But the competition doesn't end there, does it?
Not at all. Some male dragonflies have evolved a rather sneaky tactic to ensure their genes are passed on.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What kind of tactic are we talking about?
Believe it or not, some males can remove sperm from previous mates before depositing their own.
Wow, that's pretty ruthless. It's a good thing dragonflies don't have therapists. But it's a fascinating example of how far evolution can go to ensure reproductive success.
It certainly highlights the lengths that organisms will go to for survival. Speaking of survival, dragonflies aren't just fascinating creatures with unique mating habits, they also play a crucial role in our ecosystems.
That's right. They're much more than just pretty faces. So let's talk about their ecological importance. They're voracious predators, right?
They are. Dragonflies are incredibly important for maintaining balance in nature. They consume vast amounts of insects, including mosquitoes.
So they're like tiny flying pest control agents. That's pretty awesome.
Exactly. They help keep insect populations in check. And they're also a vital part of the food chain, serving as prey for birds, fish, frogs, and even other dragonflies.
So they're keeping things in balance, both above and below the water. It's all connected.
Precisely. And their sensitivity to changes in water quality makes them excellent bioindicators. Their presence or absence can tell us a lot about the health of an ecosystem.
So just by observing dragonflies, scientists can get valuable insights into the state of our environment.
Exactly. It's a powerful tool for conservation efforts. By monitoring dragonfly populations, we can identify areas that might be in trouble and take steps to protect them.
So the next time I see a dragonfly, I'll know that I'm looking at more than just a beautiful insect. I'm looking at a tiny guardian of balance in nature. What about their cultural significance? I've heard they hold a special place in many cultures around the world.
They do. Their symbolism varies depending on the culture. In Japan, they're often associated with courage, strength, and happiness. They're seen as symbols of good luck and victory.
It's amazing how these tiny creatures can evoke such powerful emotions and meanings.
It is, and in Native American cultures, they're often seen as symbols of swiftness and purity. They're also associated with transformation and rebirth, which makes sense given their dramatic metamorphosis.
That's beautiful. It's like they embody the power of change and renewal.
And in some cultures, dragonflies are even believed to be messengers from the spirit world, carrying souls to the afterlife.
It's incredible how these insects have captured our imaginations and woven themselves into our stories and beliefs throughout history. Speaking of inspiring, I think it's time we talked about how dragonflies are inspiring innovation in the world of science and technology.
Yes, let's delve into that. Dragonflies aren't just fascinating subjects of study, they're also serving as blueprints for cutting-edge inventions.
So give me some examples. How are scientists using dragonflies as inspiration?
Well, for one, engineers are studying their incredible flight mechanics to develop more agile and efficient drones. Imagine tiny robots that can maneuver with the same precision and grace as a dragonfly.
That would be incredible. I can see so many applications for that kind of technology. From search and rescue missions to environmental monitoring, the possibilities are endless.
Exactly. And their visual systems are also inspiring new imaging technologies. Scientists are trying to mimic the dragonfly's compound eyes to create cameras with a wider field of view and better motion detection capabilities.
It's amazing to think that these ancient creatures are helping us push the boundaries of what's possible in technology. It's like having a 300-million-year-old blueprint for innovation.
It's a testament to the power of biomimicry, the idea that we can learn and innovate by studying the natural world. Dragonflies have been fine-tuning their designs for over 300 million years, and they've got a lot to teach us.
We've covered so much ground today, from their ancient origins to their bizarre breathing techniques to their inspiring role in technology. It's been quite a journey.
It has. But even after all of this, we've only scratched the surface. There's still so much more to discover about these amazing creatures.
That's the beauty of science. There's always more to explore, more to understand, and that's what makes this whole deep dive so exciting.
It's about embracing the wonder of the natural world and never stopping asking questions.
Well said. So the next time you see a dragonfly flitting by, remember you're looking at a 300-million-year-old masterpiece of evolution. Take a moment to appreciate its complexity, its beauty, and its vital role in the web of life. And hey, maybe you'll even get lucky enough to spot a mating wheel in action. Just don't get too close. They can be fiercely territorial, remember.
That's right, but don't let that stop you from appreciating these incredible creatures.
So we've reached the end of our dragonfly deep dive. But I have a feeling this is just the beginning of our fascination with these amazing insects.
Absolutely. Their world is full of wonder and discovery.
Yeah, it really makes you think. These incredible creatures have weathered so much over millions of years.
It does. It's a powerful reminder of their resilience. And it begs the question, what does the future hold for them, especially with the challenges of climate change?
That's what I'm wondering. Climate change seems to be impacting everything. How are dragonflies being affected?
Well, it's a mixed bag. On one hand, rising temperatures are allowing some species to expand their range northward, colonizing new habitats that were previously too cold.
Okay, so there's a potential benefit for some species, but I imagine there are downsides too.
Definitely. Climate change is also disrupting rainfall patterns, leading to droughts and floods in various regions, and this can be devastating for dragonfly habitats, especially those that depend on wetlands and freshwater sources.
Right, it's such a delicate balance. A small shift in temperature can trigger a cascade of effects on entire ecosystems.
It really does. It highlights the interconnectedness of life on Earth, and it underscores the importance of understanding how climate change is impacting biodiversity.
So what can we do to help protect dragonflies and their habitats in the face of these challenges?
Well, there are several things we can do, both individually and collectively. For starters, we can support organizations that are working to conserve wetlands and other critical dragonfly habitats.
That makes sense. Those are the foundation of their life cycle.
Exactly. We can also make an effort to reduce our own carbon footprint. Simple things like using less energy, driving less, and choosing eco-friendly products can make a difference.
Right. It's about realizing that our actions have a ripple effect on the environment. Even small changes contribute to a larger solution.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And we can also spread awareness about the importance of dragonflies and their role in healthy ecosystems. The more people understand and appreciate these creatures, the more likely we are to protect them.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener. It's amazing how something as seemingly simple as a dragonfly can reveal so much about the natural world.
It's true. They're tiny ambassadors for a vast and intricate web of life.
Well said. So listeners, the next time you see a dragonfly flitting by, take a moment to truly marvel at this ancient and resilient creature. Remember its incredible flight skills, its unique adaptations, and its vital role in the balance of nature.
And if you're feeling inspired, consider taking action to help protect dragonflies and their habitats. Even small steps can have a big impact.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of dragonflies. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the wonders of nature.